When you're learning factoring by grouping, usually your teacher is going to start with a problem like this: x to the fourth minus a 2x cubed plus a 3x minus 6. But then it comes to the test, or maybe it comes to an exam, and you're expected to factor something by grouping, and you see this problem up here. Now, unfortunately, the exact same process cannot be solved or cannot be used for both these polynomials, but both of them can be factored by grouping. And that's what I want to go through in this video. I'm going to show you the process of factoring by grouping. We're going to break it down step by step, what to look for, but then also why this problem is so much more difficult than this one. And so therefore you can avoid making mistakes and know and understand how to factor by grouping effectively. So let's go through the basics of factoring by grouping. Now, when we're first learning factoring by grouping, what we're trying to do and makes understand is we're trying to rewrite a polynomial as a product of two factors. So the first thing we usually tell students is factor out the GCF. Are there any common factors that we have of all of our terms that we can factor out? And unfortunately in this problem, we don't have anything, right? The next thing is we look to factoring quadratics, right? Because we spent a lot of time with factoring quadratics. A quadratic has three terms, typically quadratic trinomial, and we can rewrite that as a product of two binomials. Unfortunately, you can see here, this has four terms. So what I always tell my students is when we're trying to factor something and you see four terms, ding, 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 think factoring by grouping. So here's how the factoring by grouping process is going to work. You're going to group the first two terms, okay? Make sure you always set them separated by addition. If you have it subtraction, subtract or factor out the negative and rewrite it as an addition problem, okay? So we have a product of two. I'm sorry, we don't have a product of, we have our first two terms and our last two terms grouped together. Now what we're going to do is factor out the GCF of each of these differently. So over here, you can see that I have a common factor of x cubed. So when I factor that out, what I'm going to be left with here is going to be an x minus a 2. Then I look at the second set and I say, all right, over here, I can see I have a common factor of a 3. So what I'm simply going to do is factor out actually, let's go ahead and rewrite that as red. I like red. I think actually that will work better. So therefore, I'm going to factor this out as a positive 3. And left over inside these parentheses is going to be a x minus 2. Now, this is very important, and I'm using the color choice on purpose because what I need you guys to understand is these two expressions are exactly the same, right? They are a common factor of this whole expression that we have, right? I have x cubed times x minus 2, and I have a 3 times x minus 2. So just like if we had this as an x cubed y plus a 3y, what could I do? I could factor out the y, right? And by factoring out the y, I'd be left with an x cubed plus 3. This is the exact same idea. It's just the only difference, ladies and gentlemen, is instead of a y, right? What do we have? Instead of a y, we have an expression x minus 3. So what we're going to do, I'm just leaving that as a little side work, is we're going to factor out the common expression of these two terms since they're separated by addition. We're going to factor out that term into an x minus 2 times a x cubed plus 3. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have rewritten the polynomial as a product of two binomials. Therefore, we have officially or correctly factored this polynomial. Now, sometimes we also further factor this down, which we could. You could see this as a sum of well, it could be written as a sum of two cubes if you needed to do a linear factorization, but that's going to be a little bit more advanced. And so if you want to see me actually do a linear factorization of this, then put down in the comments down below and I might make a video on linear factorization of some polynomials. All right, so now let's get into the next problem, because the next problem is something that students like, well, once they kind of get the idea, the hang of factoring by grouping, they're like, all right, it's kind of makes some sense. Like, you know, just do a couple example problems and I'm kind of starting to feel pretty good about it. So they recognize, hey, no GCF. All right, it has four terms. Mr. McLogan said that ding, ding, ding. Okay, so I go ahead and group the first two terms. And unfortunately, I can't factor out anything common. Yeah, I can factor out an x squared out of here, but that's going to leave me with an x plus 4. I don't know what I can factor out of here that's going to provide me with an x plus 4. So what can I do? Well, here's the kind of the tripwire that I want you to do. When we can factor by grouping when we have an even number of terms, like 4 terms or like 6 terms. So what I'm going to do is instead of using our 4x squared and our 5x, I'm going to break them up into two separate terms. Therefore, I'll have 6 terms, and then I can still factor by grouping. So here's what it looks like. And a lot of students will get the question, you might put it down in the comment down below. It's like, how do you know what to do? And again, guys, some of it comes with a little bit of practice. Some of it comes with some trial and error. Okay. And, you know, really what we're trying to do is we want to create 6 terms. And I think the more practice you get with this, the more it kind of just becomes visible and obvious to what we can do. So if I have a 4x squared, yeah, I could do this as a 2x squared plus a 2x squared, and that might work. That might be your first term. But then as you try it, you say, oh, that's actually not going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I'm going to rewrite a 4x squared as an x squared plus 3x squared. So this is what it'll look like. X cubed plus a x squared plus a 3x squared. Okay, so all I did was I broke apart. I just rewrote the 4x squared as an x squared plus 3x squared. Now, again, I can't write a 5x and a 2 because that would give me 5 terms. I need 6 terms, right? Or 8 terms. So then I say, all right, well, now I need to break up a 5x. Should I use an x and a 4x? You could. But again, remember, we're trying to get common terms together. So since I have this 3x here, I'm going to say, well, if I rewrite this as a 3x and then a 2x, the 3's will be like terms and the 2x and the 2's will be like terms. That's what I'm looking for. So again, I'll write this as a 3x plus a 2x. And again, recognize I'm not changing the math problem. All I'm simply doing is rewriting a 5x plus a 2x. And then don't forget your constant over here, which is a 2. Okay, so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can factor by grouping. Now there's a couple different ways we could do this. You could factor as trinomials, or you could factor as binomials. I prefer, or at least the way that I wrote it in this way, is to factor in groups of 2. So I'm just going to group the first 2 terms, group the second 2 terms, and group our last 2 terms. Okay. Again, you could do this exact same problem by rewriting it as 2 trinomials and factoring those out. But in this case, I think this is the easiest way to do it. So now let's go ahead and factor out our GCF. So again, what do these have in common? That's going to be an x squared. So when I factor out an x squared, again, I'm going to use the color code because I think it is helpful. That's going to give me an x plus 1. Then we go to the next expression. And that is going to be let's see, I can factor out a 3x. So I'll factor out a 3x. And then inside or left over after I factor that out is simply just going to be an x plus 1. Okay, so I'll have that one. And then let's do it one more time. Now over here, you can see I can factor out a 2. So I'll go and factor out a 2. And again, that's going to leave me with an x plus 1. So ladies and gentlemen, just like in the other example, what we've done is when we factor out our common term correctly, we recognize this is the same, this is the same, this is the same. So just like I can take these 2 expressions and factor it out and rewrite this as a product, I can factor all of these out and rewrite it as a product. So when I go ahead and do that, I don't know why my computer is taking so long to scroll, I get an x plus 1 times what's left over, an x squared plus a 3x, and then plus a 2. Okay, so now what I've done is I've rewritten this as a product of 2 binomials. Now, there's another type of problem that students sometimes will get confused on, and it refers to factoring by grouping, but it's going to be something that's a little bit different than these 2 examples that I covered. So this problem is going to be when we have some variables. I don't know what the heck, there we go. This one's going to be when we have multiple variables. So it'd be something like this, 3x cubed, y plus a 6x squared, y squared minus a 2xy plus a 3xy squared minus a y cubed. So if you want to see me solve an example like this by factoring by grouping, then check out the next video I have for here. Or if you just want to see more examples or more videos on polynomials or resources, then check the description down below. Cheers.